Next witness is David James.
Why are you here?
I've been subpoenaed.
Were you Combs' personal assistant?
From 2007 to 2009.
Who is that in this photo?
That is David James.
That is yourself?
Yes. I went to college in Michigan. Later, I faxed my resume to Bad Boy.
Where was the interview?
1710 Broadway.
Who'd you meet?
Tommy, his sister Keisha, and others.
How did they test you?
They gave me 40 appointments and asked me to make a schedule. You had to know, for example, what time a particular show on Hot 97 came on.
What did Mr. Combs ask you?
To make a spreadsheet for Miami. I said I'd know his food and restaurant preferences. He asked me why I'd make a good assistant. I said, can't stop, won't stop. I got the job.
Did he have others?
Ms. Robles, Mr. Barber, others.
What would you do as assistant?
Bad Boy to 5, then out to dinner, then to the studio to 3 a.m. We'd get a call time at the end of the night.
Did you travel with Mr. Combs as well?
Yes.
Who were the security staff?
D-Rock Bonds, Uncle Paulie.
You worked 20 hours a day?
Yes, security did too.
What did security staff tell you?
To stay in my lane.
Who said that?
Bond, Uncle Paulie.
Focusing on his personal chef. Who is he?
Chef Jordan.
Did Mr. Combs have girlfriends then?
Kim Porter, Sarah, Tara, Yana, and Cassie.
What was your first conversation with Cassie?
We were on Star Island. Carrie Morgan was there too. Cassie said, this lifestyle is crazy. I asked her, why don't you leave? She said, Sean controls my life, my music. He pays for my apartment.
Next conversation?
It was about her music, but the album never came out.
Did you overhear a conversation?
Yes. Mr. Combs said, Kim is my queen, out in LA with my family. He said, I have Cassie right where I want her. She's young and moldable.
Your Honor, how much longer do you want to go? This would be a good place to break.
We'll break for the day.
David James's witness testimony was split across 2 days of the trial. You are about to see the following day.
Good morning. Welcome back.
What about physical violence between Mr. Combs and Cassie? Did you personally observe it?
No, I did not.
Do you remember a blog post?
Yes, I was in LA when he came back from a club.
What did Mr. Combs say?
That someone was lying on him, saying he hit Cassie at the club. He went through my browser history. No one had ever done that to me.
Did Mr. Combs give you instructions about Cassie?
To bring her food at the London hotel, some Roscoe's.
What is Roscoe's?
Some delicious fried chicken in Los Angeles.
What did you do for Mr. Combs in New York?
I'd bring him applesauce, Jell-O, Fiji water, his toiletry bag with ointments, just for men. We bought 40 items so he wouldn't call us later. I'd get a key, like at the Trump International. I'd set up the medicine bag in the personal Louis Vuitton bag.
What was in it?
A Viagra, ecstasy, Percs.
How did you go about replenishing these supplies?
I used my personal credit card. Bad Boy paid me back.
Who paid you back?
Usually Bonds.
Did Mr. Combs ever stay alone in a hotel?
Never. Usually Cassie, sometimes other women.
Did he ask you for things during a stay?
He'd text me for an iPod or food.
Did anything strange ever happen?
Yes, in Miami. He asked for an iPod from his house on Star Island. I drove it to his hotel and knocked. No answer. I had the key. I'd set up the room.
What did you see?
Cassie on the bed. There was an other person who sort of scurried away. And the shower was on. I thought Mr. Combs was in there.
How was she sleeping?
On her back.
Objection!
Sustained.
What about the other person?
He was about 5 feet 8 inches with long hair and a large endowment. He scurried away.
Did you ask anything?
I wasn't hired to ask about their personal affairs.
Did you ever pick up drugs from Mr. Combs?
Yes, Percocet at a pharmacy, sometimes in my name.
Did you give him permission to use your name?
I don't recall that.
Was there a dealer?
Yes, one stop.
He met with a lot of people?
Yes, even former presidents.
Which one?
Former President Obama.
What was your understanding would have happened if you hadn't done these things? Objection!
Sustained.
Did you ever take ecstasy?
Yes, I was drinking sock. I took ecstasy. I was Diddy bopping.
What do you mean?
I was vibing.
Did you speak with Mr. Combs about it?
He was reviewing footage of the party. We had a videographer who filmed the parties. He asked me, hey, Playboy, was that you dancing around at the party? I said yes, and he said, I'm going to keep the video in case I ever need it.
Meaning?
That I'd be embarrassed.
Did anything ever go missing?
They said a bracelet was missing. Uncle Paulie came to my hotel room and searched my belongings and those of my girlfriend at the time.
Could you have said no? Objection!
Move on.
Did you ever had to take a lie detector test?
Yes.
Who was present?
Just me and this gentleman. It was very intimidating. They put monitors on my head, my chest, and my hand.
Could you refuse?
Not to keep my job.
Did this happen again?
Yes, when Mr. Combs said a watch of his had been stolen.
What was the result?
The gentleman told me I seemed nervous. I said, sure I am. Once Capricorn Clark had to take a lie detector to prove she wasn't part of a heist of Mr. Combs' jewelry.
Was there an incident at Mel's Diner with Suge Knight?
Yes, I drove the Silver Navigator to get cheeseburgers there. D-Rock said, that's motherfucking Suge Knight. He went over and said, what's up? Suge didn't recognize him. D-Rock said, I'm Biggie's boy.
What happened next?
We noticed 4 black SUVs to different sides of the parking lot. I saw someone hand Suge Knight a gun. D-Rock said, we gotta get out of here. We drove back to the house.
What did you find there?
Cassie was crying. Mr. Combs got in the vehicle. I saw 3 guns on his lap. I felt calm because we'd been in a silver vehicle. Now a black one. They wouldn't see us coming.
What did you find at Mel Diners?
Suge Knight had left. Mr. Combs said, drive around he block.
What did you decide?
To leave the company. They offered me other positions, but I just wanted to leave. My life was at risk.
No further questions.
Mr. Agnifilo?
You didn't tell all this the first time.
They told me to stop, to not say anything that would incriminate me.
Look at the notes from your interview. Read it to yourself, then look up at me.
Okay.
How'd you recognize Suge Knight?
I listened to hip-hop.
Were you drinking or smoking pot?
No, sir.
Your mind was clear?
As clear as it could be, working 20 hours a week at 4 a.m.
D-Rock opens the door. Suge Knight is a few cars over.
Window open. D-Rock says, I'm Biggie's boy, and then Suge recognizes him, gives him a dab.
What's a dab?
Handshake.
Did you leave D-Rock at the diner? Why are you smiling?
Because that's a crazy question. Why would I?
Didn't you leave D-Rock at the diner?
That makes no sense.
I'm not asking what makes sense. I'm asking, did you?
No.
You saw Cassie and Mr. Combs?
Yes, Mr. Combs told me to drive.
You don't know where Mr. Combs got the guns, do you?
I didn't know we had guns until then.
Have you ever been in a situation like that?
No.
You didn't say, I don't want to drive to Suge Knight with guns?
No.
What exactly did you do before you got this job?
I was a door-to-door salesman, then personal assistant.
Now you were going with guns to confront someone?
It was not ideal.
You knew how to get to Mel's Diner, right?
I frequently went there all the time.
You've never seen guns before, right?
No.
This is a radical departure from your job description. Is that an understatement?
It's the understatement of the day. So far.
Do you have immunity?
Ask my lawyer. I have some kind of offer agreement.
Procuring. You didn't tell anyone about this?
Only my wife.
Did you meet with the government this morning?
Yes, briefly. About what might come up in Cross.
Did the Mel's Diner incident come up?
Not that I recall.
It's this morning. What did you talk about?
Your style.
At this point, some laughter was heard in the courtroom.
I'm dying to ask what they said, but I won't. I have a few more mundane questions.
I loathe mundane questions.
Where did you travel with Mr. Combs?
Ibiza, London, Saint-Tropez.
Were these vacations?
Business-oriented.
What were you hired as?
Personal liaison, but I was a personal assistant.
He met a high-level roster of people.
Second understatement of the day.
Why?
He met with a who's who.
It was important that he be prepared for these meetings, right?
Yes.
It was important that he be on time.
No, we changed meetings to fit his schedule all the time when he didn't want to show up at a certain time.
He had security because people wanted to touch him, right?
Yes, in the airport and McDonald's.
Was he gracious?
I don't think gracious is a word I'd use for Sean Combs.
Did he sign autographs?
No.
You said he'd stay in the studio until 3 or 4 a.m. and you'd stay with him?
Yes, it was common.
What sort of things would he want to always have with him?
Ketchup, for example.
Did you know he put applesauce on cheeseburgers?
No, but I knew he likes applesauce.
He liked Astroglide, condoms, and baby oil. But you didn't expense it through the business?
Usually not. I was told he didn't want to run them through the company. He didn't want a record of them.
When you bought the 8-ball of on Saint-Tropez, you didn't tell Mr. Combs, did you?
He was asleep.
Tell me about your relationship with Roger Bonds.
We talked about Bad Boy as a family.
What do you mean?
Mama Combs called me her son many times.
What was the mission?
Make sure he's happy.
Was it fun?
I enjoyed it from time to time.
What was your relationship with Chef Jordan?
Professional.
Did you choke her?
No.
Objection!
Sidebar.
Tell me what happened.
We were on Star Island. She told me where to take him. I grabbed her 2 wrists and said, stay in your fucking lane.
Was there fallout?
It was reported to corporate HQ. Mr. Combs called me in. Mr. Combs told me you can't be putting your hands on women. He told me to give her a gift.
What did you give her?
I rolled up a butt and gave it to her.
Did she like it?
It appeared she did.
You were in a car with Mr. Combs and who?
Chris Lighty.
You have taken ecstasy?
I'd party, sure.
What were things like in the studio? Drugs?
Yes, it's a creative environment. I didn't smoke when working with Mr. Combs.
But he caught you smoking once?
I thought he was in for the light. I lit up, he came out, he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Nothing." He said, "If you're man enough to smoke, you're man enough to tell me." I said, "Okay, I'm smoking." He said, if I did it again, he'd fire me.
How about when you picked up 2 prostitutes and had sex with one?
Objection 403.
Overruled.
She asked for $200. I called Bonds and asked, "What the hell?" She asked to take a shower. I said, "That's $200.
At this point, laughter could be heard all around the courtroom.
On that note, no further questions.
Redirect.
What about the incident in Alpine, New Jersey?
To file a police report and say that Chef Jordan had been the aggressor. But I didn't file it. I drove around and told him I'd made the report.
What have we asked you to do?
Tell the truth.
Nothing further.
Recross.
You lied to Mr. Combs about filing the police report?
Yes.
Nothing further. Could we have a break?
Break.
David James's witness testimony ended after this break.